Hi, my name is Emily. I'm a faithful follower of Christ, and I am addicted to sugar, flour, and binging. And this video is my answer to Janelle's awesome question. Janelle asked me, why do I feed my family sugar and flour knowing that it's not healthy and knowing that I struggle with it? And that is a great question that I'm happy to answer. And I answered it. I typed out a thorough answer below my video called Bright Chicken Soup. But this is a little bit more thorough, and rather than typing more, it's much quicker for me to grab my camera and videotape some stuff. So that's what this is. I have been doing Bright Line Eating for 14 months, and I want you to know that I have not always felt comfortable making meals with lots of sugar and flour because it was very hard for me to be around it. So for a long time, it was sort of like, go eat up at Nana's house, or honey, bring something home. I'm gonna go ahead and eat a salad. I just sort of like separated myself. Or what I did a lot was the kids got chicken and vegetables, or they got steak and salad, and they got what I was eating, and then I would sort of add something else to it. But that is not how I want to feed everyone in my family. They don't have the same struggles that I do. We'll go into that in a minute. And we farm, and these kids get out and they are highly active and they need calorie dense foods, and these foods that I'm eating are not. I mean, maybe if they had a stick of butter instead of a tablespoon, but I don't know that I can get my kids to go for that. So anyways, you get my point. We all have individual needs, and I'm up to the challenge of meeting their individual needs, especially now that I'm much more comfortable around all these foods, because my program is strong right now by the grace of God, with the help of you guys, the help of my support team. I tell people there is a team Emily, and I hope whatever your name is, you have a team you, because we all need a team around us. So I have been doing this for 14 months, but I've been trying to lose weight for like 15 years, and I've learned so much. It's been such an education over the past 15 years, learning about, I've tried these different diets. I mean, I sort of have tried it all and spent thousands of dollars, and I was never back at square one, even when the weight came back, because I started to learn that there's reasons that the weight comes back, and there's reasons that if you lose 20, you'll gain back 30. I mean, there's reasons behind that. This is so much biology, so much psychology. And one thing that I learned years and years ago is that we don't want to cut out food groups. That's why I'm like, high five Susan Pierce Thompson for giving us a balanced diet. I had someone leave a comment recently that said, so do you sort of just have like a grain-free household? And I was like, oh, hold up. Ding, ding, ding. We got to watch, we got to kind of pay attention. Pay attention to the way we see things or say things, because this is not grain-free, this is flour-free, and what a difference there is there. So if it started off as a plant and they refined it down to a powder, then it's a drug. But that plant is quite nutritious. So I have lots of grain in my house. I'm looking at it now. I have shredded wheat cereal, I have rice, I have barley, we have potatoes. You know, she considers that on our grain list. This is not grain-free, this is flour-free. My diet is. My kids is not, and I'll get into that here in a second. Also, at the tail end of this is more food prep pictures, because I am food prepping, and I always kind of like to show you guys what I'm doing, how I do it. It is part of why I just feel like things are steamrolling like freight train, headed in the right direction lately. Having my foods prepared the day before, I eat them the day of, and then make more for the next couple nights. So right now in my refrigerator, I have several lunches. I have 2 lunches in here, soup, cuties, and some almonds. So that's 2 lunches. I see 2 dinners. And here's tomorrow's breakfast: sausage and eggs, some pineapple, some mango, and I'll add a piece of Ezekiel bread to that. So anyways, that has been game changer for me to have that done ahead of time, because the willpower gap is real, the decision fatigue is real, and when we're exhausted and I always say when our eyes are half open, that is not when I'm going to start chopping vegetables. That's when I'm going to say, you know what, I tried. Now let's eat. I gave it a good go today. Now take me to get pizza or Mexican food, either one. So anyways, this is my answer to Janelle, why I do continue to feed my family sugar and flour. Also, I've been wanting to tell you all about a salad that I've been making that I've been loving, and I don't know when I'll make it again, so I'm just going to tell you right now. Pizza salad. So whatever vegetables you want, 14 ounces, get some tomatoes in there, onions, get some onions in there, get anything in there that you might put on a pizza, right? It doesn't really matter though. The vegetables are just kind of, you know, the base. But definitely tomatoes, onions, maybe corn. I don't know. What else would you throw on a pizza? And then 2 ounces of green olives, 2 ounces of salami, 1 ounce of like spicy pepper jack cheese, and then some balsamic vinegar, some nutritional yeast, and 2 ounces of marinara sauce. You guys, call that pizza salad. You're gonna thank me. If you like all that olive-y stuff, all those Italian flavors, oh, that's tasty. Again, I don't know when I'll make it again, but I've had a couple and thought about you, wanted to share. All right, let's jump right into this. I love you dearly, Janelle. I hope this answers your question. But again, we've all got to do what works for us and our family dynamics. I have 5 kids. You have 10. That's twice. So you do what works for you. I'm cheering you on. Love you dearly. Bye. Okay, hey Janelle, so great question about why do I feed my family sugar and flour when I know it's not healthy? And my thorough answer, as you saw, is in the comment section up underneath my video, bright chicken soup. So if anybody's curious about my answer to her wonderful question about why do I feed my family something that I know is not healthy and that I struggle with, and the short answer is that we all have individual, special, unique needs to meet. And I have 5 kids. Some of them are labs like me, which means that food is something that lights their brain up. And we're going to need portion control for that the rest of our lives. I have been learning about food and nutrition and calories and hormones, leptin, ghrelin, cortisol, adrenaline, the way it all works together, chemicals, dopamine, you know, serotonin, melatonin. I've been learning so much, and I have so much still to learn. But I've been learning a lot over the past 10 or 12 years, and I've wanted my kids to watch me learn it. I've wanted them to watch me transform, and I've wanted to model for them how to advocate for yourself, how to research and apply things to your life, how to be forgiving of yourself. You know, a lot of things we don't even need to forgive ourselves for, because it's, you know, I say that life is a process and life is a learning curve. So it's kind of like a 2-year-old does not need someone's forgiveness for not knowing how to tie their shoes. That's just not something that they should feel bad about. It's something they didn't know. So anyways, let me get back to this. When I taught special education, I told parents every child has special needs. Every child has special needs. Every adult has special needs. And now mine are pretty obvious around here. I can no longer eat the way I did. My family can. They can. They did not do to them what I did to my brain. Also, let's see. Hold on just a second. Okay, I don't remember what I was going to say. Let's just move on. So, if we all have these individual needs, then we can all learn to do what's best for ourselves. And like I said, I have some kids that have issues with food, like I do, and then I have other kids, that kid, that loves to play on his PC. So that might be something, if that lights his brain up, he might want to have portion control with that. So what I'm doing, and I just wanted to make this video to show you, here is Thomas eating, I'm so happy, he's eating the noodles, chicken Alfredo, like lots of, you know, sauce and high calorie dense food with that chicken and that protein. Normally I would make him eat something green with it, broccoli or green beans. And don't get me wrong, typically I would have everybody eat the same thing, but it is 9:30 at night. I just got home. We're having one of those crazy, they got in late from farming, so everybody's eating right now. I remember what I was going to say. not only can I not exactly eat what my family can, I've started, trust me, I love to break bread with them. Okay, not bread, but like, I love to eat with them. But so often now, I'll eat before or after so that I can just sit there and have a cup of decaf with them while they're eating and be present and available to serve them. So that has been key for me to go ahead and meet my own needs. My husband and I learned that years ago when we read a book called Baby Wise. If you are pregnant or know anyone, my husband says we have 5 kids because of that book. And the whole idea of it is that you meet the baby's needs before they cry and scream for them. So my needs are met ahead of time. They're in the refrigerator the day before. You've seen it on my videos. So I am present and mentally and physically available to meet the needs around here. So anyways, Thomas, look at him having chicken Alfredo and a Sprite with his dinner because he's got a cold. He's not feeling well, so he can have a Sprite. Charlie just had a bowl of this amazing soup that if I do say so myself, he said it too, this awesome soup that I made last night. But I told him that it crossed my mind to get some oyster crackers for this soup. And then I told him, I said, you know what, I don't want to do that. Why have an awesome bowl of nutrition and then sprinkle drugs on top? So instead, I asked Charlie if he would like 2 pieces of this bread that I have. And he did, and then I put butter on it. So there you go. He's got some nutrition, and the butter's nutrition too. I mean, it's calories, it's a fat, you know, it's important. We got to have all of the categories of food. Charlie just now was saying that he loves Dave's Killer bread. But he said, oh, but Dave's Killer is what?
Flour.
It still has flour in it. That's exactly right. So instead of Dave's Killer, we'll stick with this Ezekiel made for Food for Life bread. And so he just had that. Let me show you. My husband's not feeling well. He's going to have chicken noodle soup as well, with 2 pieces of that same kind of bread with some butter on it. My 8-year-old is about to have leftover beans and rice and corn from a night a while back. And then my 2 little girls are about to have chocolate milk, and they're going to share a pizza and have sliced apples. And they're going to have that because we got that food free from school. So now look, when school sends food home, I open it up and packages of sugar and flour most of them go directly in the trash. I can't be around Pop-Tarts anymore. I mean, I won't. I've binged on those, so when my brain even sees them, it's like, my brain is like, ooh, Pop-Tarts. I used to stick them in the toaster and put butter on them. No. So most of it goes in the trash. I keep anything with any redeeming value, in my opinion, and most of the sugar and flour does not have that kind of redeeming value. So I hope this makes sense that it's nuanced. It's nuanced. Susan Pierce Thompson has a great video called The Difference Between, I think, Indiscriminate and Nuanced is her video. And there are some nuances here. So again, normally I would make my teenager, my 16-year-old, if he's gonna have chicken Alfredo, I'd say, all right, you tell me, green beans or broccoli, pick something green, you're gonna have something green with it. I didn't make him tonight because he's not feeling well. And I'm so glad that he ate it all. I mean, he is pretty small, he's thin, and there are so many nights where he's like, I'll just go to bed, I'm too tired to eat. I'm like, oh, you need to eat. So I cannot expect him to come down here and have, you know, a totally perfectly bright meal. I mean, I'd rather it be, I would rather him consume some sugar and flour along with some nutrition than nothing or just sugar and flour. So anyways, tonight's one of those nights where everybody's getting something different, and I ate a great big salad hours ago, which is fueling this evening, and I hope to get in bed in not too long. But let's see here, 3 down, 4 to go. I'm gonna feed this family. I love you. I appreciate your question, and again, all of our families have such different dynamics. This is what works for me and what matters to me. teaching my kids to make informed decisions with regards to what they eat. I accidentally became addicted to sugar and flour in my 30s. I did not realize that you could get addicted to sugar and flour, and I promise you, my 4-year-old could tell you could get addicted to sugar and flour, and so they are miles ahead of me, and I like how people say, we won't make the mistakes our parents made. I've said before, I won't make the same mistakes my parents made. I'll make brand new ones. So we're all hoping to do the best we can with what we have, and I am grateful to have quite a few tricks up my sleeve behaviorally, but then also some knowledge and information on the difference between food and non-food, fuel and fun, and what, Charlie? Charlie's making eye contact with me, tapping on his Visa card because he wants me to what? He wants me to order him some headphones. So, 3 people have eaten, 4 people still need to eat. I got a 14-year-old that wants headphones. I'm going to hop off of here, but that's why I feed my family sugar and flour, because I want them to eat. And if that means adding a few noodles to some soup, so be it. But they are learning and they are choosing. They're watching the choices I make, and I have this kind of bread in my house because anybody that wants to choose this can. I also have this kind of bread in my house, but which is just straight up flour, which is the same thing as sugar. I mean, basically the way our bodies interpret it. But my kids understand that that's the same thing as eating a candy bar or some jelly beans. Speaking of jelly beans, if you didn't know this, raisins and jelly beans have the same sugar content. I tell people, if you're gonna eat raisins, you might as well eat jelly beans. So there's that. I feed my family sugar and flour for one thing because it's practical, and there's a lot of truth in that. They are not going to go to fast food restaurants. They are out farming every single day. They have different people on the farm take them out to lunch every day. They ride with their grandfather to Arby's or Burger King. They ride with their other farm workers up to the store down the road and get lunch there. They are out and about, and sometimes they come home at 4, sometimes they come home at 10. Like tonight was at late night farming. They are not going to get bright meals. Those are not going to be options everywhere. But at the same time, I need these kids getting calories so they can grow. And if they ate like I did, they'd have to eat quite a bit, because if you're eating steamed chicken and steamed vegetables, that's not very calorie dense. So again, my needs are very different from theirs, but their needs are very different from each other. So it's a lot of oh gosh, it was so difficult for me teaching special ed. It's called differentiating instruction. I would have 6 or 8 kids with special needs sitting in front of me, and I was expected to differentiate instruction. And of course I wanted to give them all the exact same work and then like go down the assembly line, but that was not what each one of them needed. So there's that. This was longer than I was hoping it'd be, but when we get to chatting, I'm just happy to chat. So I love you guys. Have a great night. We'll talk later. Bye. Okay, here's my little Franklin eating his beans and rice and corn and milk. And he asked me if he could just please not eat. And I said, yes, you have to. Why? What would you rather be doing right now?
Playing on a PlayStation or something.
That's kind of what I thought. Nope, you gotta eat that and then go to bed. It's late. Clara is right over there, but she's not gonna be on camera because she's eating some pizza in her underwear. Yeah, she's eating an apple. All right, is it pretty good, Franklin?
Mm-hmm.
Franklin wants jambalaya for his birthday.
things of it, or 6 things.
For everybody to have a big party?
Yeah. Or, no, we probably need more than that for everybody in the family. That was just for my friends.
Oh yeah. And where do we get this jambalaya from?
The place in Russellville.
That's right. Our one of our favorite gas stations. Okay, so I actually made tons of fettuccine alfredo and chicken, so I've got enough to send some up to my in-laws tomorrow. So that's a nice little treat for them. And now I'm going to use these containers that I bought and measure myself out a couple salads for the next couple days. Okay, so to clean up this mess from food prepping, I went ahead and tossed the rest of the peas, the rest of the beets, the rest of the corn. I tossed all that in one of these little glass lock containers so that I could do this. Be done with those. That brought me to 13.8 ounces. So I got in my refrigerator and got 1 sugar snap pea. 14 ounces of vegetables, 2 ounces of olives. I'm about to add these little cheeses. I don't know that I'll buy these again. It's kind of annoying. I probably won't. My kids don't eat them, and 2 of them is not quite 2 ounces, so I always have to go back and add a little bit of that. That will give me my protein and the cheese, my vegetables and my fat. Then I'll add some balsamic vinegar, some Cajun seasoning, and this will be a salad for like 3 nights from now. And I will probably at that point still add nutritional yeast and maybe 2 ounces of marinara. I've been adding that to almost all my salads now, just as some extra sustenance. Is that the right word? I don't know. My body is really appreciating all the extra that I'm tossing in these salads. I don't know, maybe because I'm almost to my goal weight. So there's that. All right, I've got my Cajun seasoning. There's my 2 ounces of cheese. And I go ahead and pour the balsamic vinegar on, even though I'm not going to eat it for several nights. Okay, I'm very generous with it. I love that stuff. I put it on there ahead of time so it can start making the lettuce like wilt. You might not like that, but I love it. It's so yummy. Oh, okay, funny. There's no lettuce in there. Never mind. But normally I do. You get my point. Oh, man. You know, if I had thought about that, that might have been something that I would have put more, something like soy sauce on. Those starchy vegetables like rice. Anyways, I like to put the balsamic vinegar on ahead of time, even 3 days ahead of time, so it can get that lettuce to wilt, and then it's sort of like eating cooked cabbage. Yum! Delicious. Yummy, yummy, yummy.